Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. My husband slept with his younger brother's girlfriend, but seeing him take care of our daughter is making me double think leaving him. Hello. My sister-in-law said I might get some good advice from people who have been through something like this, so I'm going to try. My husband and I are both in our 30s. We have 2 young school-aged children together, one of whom has ASD. We both work, go on family vacations, have date nights every week, and have a healthy sex life. We're not struggling with money, and as far as I knew our marriage was fine. On Saturday night, my husband and I went over to my in-laws' house for dinner. His younger brother, mid-20s, came about halfway through dinner and began screaming at my husband. Apparently his girlfriend, they have been together a few years, she is a few years younger than my brother-in-law, admitted that her and my husband had slept together last summer, in our pool house, while me and our children were sleeping in the house. I'm not going to go into details about the fight. I told my husband I didn't want him coming back home that night, and I was going to stick to it. However, like I've mentioned, our oldest daughter has ASD. She has a very specific bedtime routine that involves her father. Yes, we have a system for when he is going to be away. That night at bedtime I tried to explain to her daddy couldn't be there that night, and she screamed no matter what I tried. Finally, after 3 hours, I told him to come and put her to bed. She insisted on sleeping holding him. The next day I tried to tell her daddy wouldn't be home that night, so we had to do their away routine. And she had another meltdown, refused to do it. Her therapist said she knows what's going on and knows her dad and I are fighting. I didn't want her father at home yesterday, so I tried to put her to bed again myself. Another meltdown, and her father ended up having to come home. I hate that she needs him because seeing him be a good dad is making me double think leaving him, and working through it for the kids. But I don't want to be one of those women who just lets her husband do whatever he wants and always takes him back. I'm riddled with guilt that I might be making my kids' lives so much harder. I don't want to be selfish. I want our family to be together. Also, it seems a lot of you read my sister-in-law's post. She is the one I suggested posting here. I have no real advice, but a man can be a good dad and a shitty husband. Seems to be the scenario here. Find a balance, and at the end of the day change is a factor in life, and your daughter will have to learn to adapt. It will be rough at first. Best of luck to you. He's also a shitty brother. But he's a wonderful brother-in-law. Jokes aside, he's not good to your daughter if he literally just destroyed his entire family by being a selfish twat. Shitty lizard-brained people can still have hearts of gold. People talk about how rough the South can be, but boy, if you're a good God-fearing white Christian down on their luck, you will find open arms in almost every town. Even swamp people. Shitty dickwander, yes. But that doesn't mean bad father. Shitty family members all around. Better hope that daughter grows up and never dates a girl. Cause dad will duck her girlfriend. Edit, clarity and grammar. Yup. And op, just because you're a mom doesn't make you any less of a human being. You are allowed to take care of yourself, too. This. She already knows something is up. Don't try to stay in the relationship if you're not ready. She will know something is wrong. Ah, I see you met my father. I had a lot of this growing up. I had / have undiagnosed Asperger's, had multiple doctors be surprised I haven't been diagnosed with it yet, and my dad wasn't always good dad, but I did want him. He wasn't a good husband, and I feel bad that I asked my mom to stay. I'm sure you probably don't know, but Asperger's is a very outdated term for autism. The name has a really messed up history too. As someone with Asperger's, despite the genuinely messed up history behind it, I personally prefer it over the diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. For me at least, it makes explaining it to others more simple, seeing as Asperger's has specific symptoms, while autism spectrum disorder can heavily range from high functioning to low functioning. Plus, I'll acknowledge that it doesn't help that Asperger's is how I learned it. I was diagnosed with it about 2 months before the name was officially changed, and just went with it since. It's even still in my medical records as Asperger's and not ASD. People are really weird. How do people sit down and think the word was used by a bad person 100 years ago is more relevant to people's experience than their current identity that revolves around it? They probably assume they're helping somehow, but really they're just feeding their own ego. It makes them feel important. Asperger's was not used 100 years ago. Asperger's only dates to the 1980s and was only listed in the DSM for approximately 20 years. Autism on the other hand has a much longer history. Besides all that, when you say you're an Asper, people assume you are far more capable than you might actually be at something and deny you the help, even though the diagnostic difference was whether you talked on time or not, and literally was applied arbitrarily to those being diagnosed. So no, it's not a valid term. Source: an autistic who may or may not have gotten an Asperger's diagnosis, but am female, so it didn't happen until I was 37. What kind of dick sleeps with their brother's girlfriend while his kids are asleep with his wife at the same location? If you stay with him, he's only going to discount you because you stayed with him after adultery, likely due to poor self-confidence. That's what most therapists say. People stay because of low confidence and push it off on "he's a good dad, he didn't mean to, he'd never intentionally hurt me." Your husband ducked his younger brother's girlfriend, and she ducked him knowing he was married to her boyfriend's brother's wife. Many people co-parent wonderfully because they are both good people, doesn't mean you have to be together. Your child can and will learn to adjust. Choosing to remain with someone like your husband is the wrong choice for everyone involved. My stepsister's husband was killed in 2019 in a car accident. They had a 2- and 4-year-old. The kids freaked out for a good month at least, and she worked with a therapist for both her and her kids, and the kids are happy kids again who unfortunately experienced loss way too young. My real sister, not step by blood, filed for divorce from her husband last October. They have an 8-year-old who took it hard because daddy wasn't around at bedtime. She worked through it, and my nephew is a happy camper and they have a great co-parent relationship. People with kids die every day, and a lot of those kids have ASD. Kids lose both parents, kids' parents end up in jail, kids have parents who decide they don't want to be parents anymore. I understand where you are coming from, but I'm not sure why you'd even give your husband a chance. He slept with his brother's much younger girlfriend while his kids were around. He betrayed you, his brother and his family. Great dad, I'm sure, but this is one of the more disgusting stories I've heard in a while. The worst part isn't even that he didn't tell you, that you found out from a person involved. You said he's gone sometimes for bedtime? How can you confidently sit there and say to yourself that if he is willing to duck his brother's girlfriend when you're within eyesight, he hasn't slept with other women when you aren't around? The worst part is he willingly disrespected you, cheated on you with probably one of the worst girls possible, and you're the one trying to figure out how to not turn your life upside down because of his actions. That is horrible, and I'm so sorry. You didn't do anything wrong, but you shouldn't stay with him. Hell, look at Vanessa Bryant. Lost her husband, who was one of the most famous people on the planet, with their daughter. Grief isn't selective, anyone can have it happen. Your daughter will acclimate, and if you can co-parent with your husband, she may even grow from it and learn about life in a different way. So I hope that means you do not plan on going back to him. It would be a sign of a complete lack of boundaries and self-respect if you did. You just deserve better than that. Your husband being a good dad, which I would argue sleeping around with your kids in the house makes you an awful one, does not mean you need him as your partner. Your husband ducked up your relationship, his brother's relationship, and his relationship with his family. He's garbage. Your child can adjust to a new routine. Don't stay for the kids. That shit does not work in the long run. Yes. Good parents do not betray the family by cheating. He didn't just cheat on his wife, he damaged his family for life. Cheating affects everyone involved and is one of the most selfish things a person could do in a committed relationship. Update: my husband slept with his younger brother's girlfriend, but seeing him take care of our daughter is making me double think leaving him. Update to this post. Hello. My last post was 2 weeks ago, although it seems like a lifetime. Things are luckily much easier. I told my husband to leave the house, and I have spoken to a divorce lawyer. We will work out a custody arrangement once his apartment is suitable for our kids to stay at. My daughter is adjusting well, thanks to her team and actually, my soon-to-be ex-husband's brother and sister. They've been absolutely amazing, giving us so much support and help. I guess her uncle is close enough to her father that she really enjoys when he helps out with the nighttime routine. Again, thank you for all of your kind words. I know there isn't much info in this post, so if there's anything I didn't mention I'll answer in the comments. Smile. News on the brother? I felt bad for him too. He's doing okay. He's obviously upset about what happened, but I think he'll be okay. Did he break up with his girlfriend? Yes, he did. Now that is a happy end. Did your husband ever explain why it happened, or what led to the banging? Strange, or whether he was habitually cheating on you? You know, in situations like this the less you know the better. My wife cheated for 2 years and I still don't know how many times or really how long. Don't care about it anymore and we actually have a great relationship now that we are separated. The kids helped and we were not happy together, but knowing the details is a big no-no. Edit: just to be clear, I wanted to know in the beginning. It took years to get over it as well. But life goes on and the kids are so happy and loved from our big family of 4 parents. Lol. It sounds weird, but being mature when you have kids is really important. Did he break up with his brother while he's at it? So any chance of you and him getting together for some revenge? Just curious. Welcome to r/bad Pornhub plots, enjoy your stay. I'm so sorry you have to go through this, but overall, kids grow up happier, with better mental health and with a better understanding of healthy relationships and boundaries when it is shown by their parents. I hope your kids settle down with the new arrangements. Thank you very much. They're doing well. I'm so glad to hear his brother and sister are helping you out. Are the STBX and XGF still together? And have your Mill and Phil been helpful to you? No, they were never really together more than just the incident. My Mill and Phil have been very supportive, yes. Happy to hear you have a good support system. Your post brought me happiness. A piece of shit like your ex does not deserve a family. He deserves to be known for what he is, a snake. Please tell me that your ex's brother broke up with his girlfriend. She is not innocent either. Yes, he did. Dude really went after his brother's woman while married with kids. That's just messed up on top of messed up. I'm glad you are getting custody arrangements going and getting divorced, as well that the brother broke up with his girlfriend. Now go do an reverse and get with his brother. My vote, end up with the brother, smirking face. Careful, her sister-in-law may see this, as I remember she was the one who advised posting in the first place. She may get the idea to set them up, smiley face. What do you mean be careful, lol? Still, if you read this, come on. Do it. Do it now. In the voice of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Lol. Heh, but for real though, man shrugging. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.